One thing that's really unique about Lost and Found Inc. is that our organization strives to assist all in need. So, unlike most social service organizations, they tend to have certain criteria, usually very strict criteria, on who they serve. The Lost and Found is not designed that way. We are designed in a way which we will come and meet with individuals where they're at, and we assess their situation. And because of that, we have a very, very diverse clientele. So we could be working with individuals that are CEOs or were former CEOs, and perhaps they just fell on hard times. They may be caught up in certain issues, whether it be addiction or emotional things that maybe cause some issues in their finances. And maybe they find themselves now living in their car with their family, or, maybe they just got fired from their big corporate position. And we'll take them and we'll assess their strengths and what's going on. We'll help meet their needs and we'll work with them. And then we'll also have clients that are homeless, that have just come off the street. And again, we do the same thing. We will work with them where they are. We'll assess what they need, and we'll put them in whatever level that we feel they can do best in. And then our whole goal is to just help move everyone up and get them all to a place of stability in our society. So I'm pretty proud of Lost and Found. I started it when I was 15 as far as getting the idea and the vision. And then I just kept working on it and working on it and working on it. And now I'm the CEO of Lost and Found, and my name is Lavon Kemp, and I'm very glad to be here. So a couple other things about Lost and Found is that we currently are running a program now called the A Second Chance program. We're really excited about it. We started it last year in the fall, and this program is partnering basically with Colorado Criminal Institute and Urban League of Metropolitan Denver, and we bring clients in that have felonies, and we work with them to get their records expunged or sealed for free. And then from there, we take them and we help them get employment and we help them get into housing. So that's one of our first programs we've been able to roll out, and we're very, very excited about that. So we can talk more about that program as well, especially if anyone has someone in need. We'd be more than happy to help them. We're here out in Denver, Colorado, and we're just really excited to serve our community.
It's really nice to have you on board here with us this beautiful day on Friday. I'm glad you came in to say hello. We were talking about a lot of nice things here, and it's really nice to have you here. Tell us more about your program. You've got two programs, don't you, that you actually do, and tell us more about it.
Okay, thank you. Yes. So I kind of do a couple of things here in Colorado. So my main focus is my nonprofit. It's Lost and Found Inc. And our nonprofit is designed to assist all in need. So I think that's the most unique part about it is we don't have a certain criteria. If you find yourself in need, we're willing to work with you. And what we do is our ultimate goal is to take people where they're at, assess their situation, assess their strengths and their needs. We tend to go off of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So anybody who's a psychology buff, you all know who Maslow is. And we'll just take them from that basic level, making sure their basic needs are met, and then we'll continue to work with them for up to 2 years and try to help them get to a place of stability in society. So one thing that's unique about Lost and Found is we just have a very diverse clientele, as I've said before. We can be working with CEOs, we can be working with homeless, we can be working with people with addiction. The sky's the limit. We just firmly believe that if we stand with someone for a period of time and we work together, then we can actually help change their lives. So that is our Lost and Found Inc. program. Currently, we are helping individuals with felonies. We are rolling that out again in the fall. So if you know or have anyone that has felonies, they can come partner with us and we'll help them get their records sealed or expunged for free. And the good thing about that is once we're able to do that, we're able to help them get in higher employment, we're able to help them with housing issues, and then of course we're able to stand with them and help them get to a place of stability themselves, because there's a lot of barriers when you have a felony. We do have some criteria you have to meet for that program. Your felony does need to be 10 years or older. However, other ways that we can work with you if you're not eligible to get it sealed or expunged. We do offer free case management services, and we also offer group work as well. So it's just one of the many things that Lost and Found is doing, and we just continue, or we hope to continue to just expand our program and just grow it bigger out here in Colorado.
That's hearing it straight from her mouth, the CEO of Lost and Found here on KUHSdenver.com. We started a little bit early for the international audience, which is, if you know the international audience, it's ahead of time in the UK, which is covering Amsterdam, London, Paris, France, Germany, and all the different areas all over the world. Thank you for joining us. If you're catching us on Facebook Live, we are here. I'm going to introduce her again. We're going to start over again, and we're going to touch on what you just said, because you're running a multicast, which is not only audio, but the international camera as well as Facebook Live. It may throw you a little bit, but you're doing a fine job. Thanks for joining us, and introduce yourself. We'll go over this just one more time, and then we'll start talking to you and asking you questions all about what you do.
Hello, my name is Lavon Kemp, and I am the CEO of Lost and Found Incorporated, and I am very excited to be here to talk about our programs and how we are helping the Colorado community. So basically, Lost and Found Inc. is a nonprofit, and what we do is we work with individuals that are in need, and we take them where they're at, and we help get them to a place of stability. So what's interesting about Lost and Found is we don't have a niche population we serve. We can serve anyone that's in need. So if you are a CEO and having some trouble in some areas, having some financial issues, or have gotten laid off, or something has happened, we can work with you. If you're a homeless person and just need to reclaim your life again and get back on your feet, we also can assist with that. Our main goal is to help anyone in need where they're at, take them from wherever strengths that they have, and just continue to work with them to get them to a place of stability in our community. And then another thing that we're offering currently is we are working with people who have felonies. We have some wonderful partnerships here in Colorado with Urban League of Metropolitan Denver and Colorado Criminal Institute, as well as Ratio Clothing. And together we work with clients that have felonies 10 years and older, and we will help them get their records sealed or expunged. And then from there, we'll help them get jobs, and then we'll help them into housing. So it's just a wonderful and unique program. Everything is free. So if you do know anyone in Colorado that is in need of getting their record expunged or sealed, please have them reach out to us, because we do want to help as many people as we can.
You know, it's funny you're saying that. How do I get my record expunged? No.
Right? Do you need some help?
I had to break in there, make it a little more fun. So it's like you were really serious, or you were just going right along. It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
I always have to throw something in there, you know. So my record is beyond repair. So, you know, I showed you some of the things we talked about it earlier, and you were laughing. But, you know, my record's okay, I guess. And some of these things that you've done, and this is great of what you're doing. It's, you know, Christopher Lee brought you to our attention, which is really good to bring you in here to show what you can do. And then you've got the Second Chance program. Now, why don't we start with the Lost and Found first and kind of give that information a little bit slower, and then go to the second one, a Second Chance program, and give that information a little slower, so you know exactly what she has to offer for you here in the community. This is great. This is awesome. That's why KUHS Denver decided to bring her in here, so you know what this young lady is doing for the community. So let's start over with the Lost and Found. It's a nonprofit designed to assist anyone in need. And so let's talk about that. Falling on hard times. We've all fallen on hard times, especially when I get thrown to the curb. All my clothes are out there. Say, you're out, boy. Do you help in those cases?
We help in all cases, yes. I think that's what's so unique about Lost and Found is we can help anyone. So we strive to basically, we meet with the individual, whatever is going on in their life. It can be financial stuff, addiction stuff, it could be relationship things, just anything that they feel is keeping them stuck in life. We want to be able to come and assist, and we assist by looking at their strengths, seeing where they're at, and then we just come in and we just work with them to help get them to a place that they feel stable. Obviously, we want people to be financially stable. We want them to be emotionally well. And, you know, we want them to feel like they have support from their community, and that's what Lost and Found is all about.
And what's interesting is there are lots and lots of people in this predicament. And talk to us about the Denver city government went after a lot of these people and threw them out of their little tents and chased them out of the city. And how does this affect you? Were you able to help any of these people?
Yeah, so it's very unique, So I've seen the articles about when the city comes and they do what they sweep the streets. So on the one hand, I understand to a point when they're doing that, especially when there's about to be a heavy snow. A lot of that is due out of safetiness to try to save and protect some of those individuals that are living on the street. And when you are in a nonprofit like I am, then yes, you do get a lot of calls during that time. You get a lot of people looking for housing and shelter at that time. So the best thing about Colorado is all these nonprofits, it's good to be in partnership with a lot of different nonprofits so that even if you can't assist, there's other individuals that can. So we just try to do our best to help who we can help. And then if we're not able to, we definitely try to get involved with some of the other organizations and get them help through them.
And that's good to hear. Now, we're going to say hello to our international audience right here. We're going to say hello to France, United Kingdom, Mexico City, Poland, Romania, Spain, Saudi Arabia, Georgia, and South Africa. We have a majority of people logging in from all over the world, which is really nice to see in this feed here. And what we do is we broadcast internationally all over the world. This is a local uh, nonprofit thing that you have, though. So
Yes.
it applies only to locals. So those who are out of state, out of country, on the other side of the world, if you have people here in the United States, in Denver, Colorado, in the surrounding areas, you can let them know about this great Lost and Found organization. It's a nonprofit organization. Of course, it's run by this sweet young lady that's sitting right next to me right here. Now we're going to go to Second Chance Program, and let's talk to us about that. This is really, really nice of what you got going on the Second Chance Program. For all of those who cannot get with us on this particular one, which is Facebook Live, you can go to the audio portion, which is kuhsdenver.com, and listen in particularly. If you want to go to the international one, go to kuhsdenver.com, and you can see the stream internationally on that camera. So there's two cameras in here as well as our audio feed. We're kuhsdenver.com, streaming globally, which is global as well as local. And we'd like to thank Lavon.
Thank you so much for having me here. Yes, Lavon.
Lavon, she's got such a pretty name, and I want to make sure I pronounced it correctly. And she's here to give you some help if you need help by going to Lost and Found. Do you have a website for Lost and Found?
We do. It is www.lostin, as in the letter N, as in Nancy, found, inc.com.
Oh, that's easy to remember, actually. Now let's touch up on a Second Chance Program. Now, there's a lot of people I know that have been into the prison systems, or they mark you, they give you records, and to me, I think lately, because of the way they've been doing this prison system, they want people in prison because they're now privatized. Now, you got to really understand this. The three-strike program that what's her name? That lady who was running for president. Her name was, I don't even know her name.
The lady that's running for president. It's not Hillary.
Yeah, it was Hillary. That's her.
Was it Hillary? Okay, it was Hillary.
And she actually put that into place, if you didn't know that. She put the privatized prisons in place with the three-strike program that you're out. So that way they could fill up the prisons and put it up on the stock market. So that way they can get you in prison and just live off of you. Now, the ICE program is done the same way. All of a sudden they launched the ICE program, and the same people put up these big buildings to house you. They get paid by the government to put people in those buildings so that way they can get paid. It's all privatized, and that's why they're trying to round up. I don't know why they're trying to round up all these people.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? It's a money thing. Everything is a money thing. So let's move on to the Second Chance Program, which it affects this. When you're coming out of the prison systems or anything like that, she's got a great program for you. It's called the Second Chance Program. Let's touch on that, Lavon.
Thank you so much. So yes, we do have our program. We started it last year in the fall. And a Second Chance Program is unique, and it is a free program to help get people that have felonies 10 years and older get their record expunged or sealed. So what we've done is we have just been able to establish some wonderful partnerships with Colorado Criminal Institute, Urban League of Metropolitan Denver, and Ratio Clothing. And together we work together with clients that meet our criteria, and we help them get connected with lawyers that work for free, and they work their cases. So what's great about this program is, one, a lot of people don't know that there are lawyers willing to do this work for free. Also, the opportunities that you gain from having your record sealed or expunged are phenomenal. You can get better employment. It's a lot easier to get into housing. And even if for some reason we're not able to expunge or seal your particular felony, we can still work with you on helping you get better employment because we have partnerships with many employers here in Colorado. So another awesome thing about a second chance program is we do offer free case management. So we're not just looking at this one area of your life. We will help with anything else that you have going on to the best of our ability as an organization. And another great thing is you do walk away with a pretty good level of support from some people in Colorado who care.
Now, you also have additional programs that I noticed here, job shadowing. Let's go over job shadowing, and then we'll go on to the rest of them. But we got to give them a little idea about that job shadowing because there's a lot of these individuals who come out, they're shunned upon at these jobs that, oh, you have this mark, you can't work for us, and that kind of thing. So how do you get around that? There's got to be a method, a way to negotiate with these employers on how to get around this problem.
So one thing that Lost and Found wants to do as far as job shadowing is we recognize that when someone is coming to us and they're in need, a lot of times or a lot of organizations will try to just push them into any kind of employment, right? Because the deal is get them employed, they'll have some money, even if it's something they hate or is not really going to give them what they need. So Lost and Found, we take a different approach. We're more interested in working with the client, seeing what their interest is, and then we will hook them up with a specialist or someone in that area that they can shadow for a while because we want them to be able to have that information on their resume. That way, when they go into the community to get that employment that they love or they desire or they have a passion for, they have some experience. And we have found that more people that are doing work they love, they'll stay longer. They're not going to quit or go back into that former lifestyle if they're doing work that they enjoy.
You know, Levon, it's really, I'm proud to be sitting next to you. You're so articulate.
Thank you.
And sometimes I'll get guests in here, they're not as articulate as you are. And I'm proud to be sitting here next to you. Whoa, and this gal has it going on. So I'm learning some, I'm writing down some of the words you're using.
Well, thank you.
But, it's like, good God Almighty, where'd you learn all this from? I mean, did you go to formal education or you just have the gift of articulation?
I like to read a lot.
That helps
I think that helps quite a bit. So being literate is very good. And I did go to school. I went to college. I got my first master's and I just finished with my second.
That answered it right there. You see that? Now, ladies and gentlemen, one more time. The lady is well educated, a master's degree, okay? That's why she has the articulation. This is how you sound. Look at this. And I get the privilege of sitting right next to her and listening to this articulation. And she's going to continue on with another part of her program, which is residential program that they have within this second chance program. Let's discuss that.
So that's something that we are hoping to grow. We are still in need of a building here in Colorado. Real estate here is a little interesting and very high, which is a good thing. It's good to know that your city is booming and that it's growing. But we are looking for a property, hopefully an old hotel or something that's already set up for residential living that we can turn into our own residential program. And we would have our clients that are in need of housing come stay there. And again, we would be working with them hands-on until we can get them back into the community in a stable lifestyle.
You know what I found was interesting? I was watching New York Property. It was on a cable channel last night. And this guy, they were trying to sell this portfolio of all these homes and houses and apartments. And there was like 50 or 60 of them in there. Just one home, just one. And there was a portfolio of 50. One home, they wanted $14 million.
Yeah.
I was like, and then the guy walks up, he says, I like it. Well, do you want to check out your credit and see if you can? He goes, it's cash. It's a cash deal. I'm like, wow.
Right.
$14 million. This dude's running around with 14 million bucks in his pocket. Jesus, I'll take it. But it was an old big mansion, like what you're saying, something that you guys can use. And that's what it reminded me of. You trying to get, an old hotel or whatever. This place had 10 bedrooms. On the top floor, it had its own huge ballroom. I'm thinking, Jesus, they should have put it on the bottom floor because, everybody's going to be partying. They're going to come tumbling down. You know how that works. So Yeah, she's looking for a building. Anybody out there listening? She's looking for a building, but I mean, don't come up here with a $14 million price tag, okay?
Please don't. We are a nonprofit.
That's right. And so let's move into the housing assistance and home ownerships. And this is where it really gets sticky because of the home prices. You know, I was trying to sell my home, and I live behind McDonald's, and it's just a cardboard box. I'm asking $249,000 for it. Just kidding.
Whoa. Good luck with that one.
Well, I was dumpster diving back there. I moved over by Burger King, so it's a better place to go dumpster diving. So. I try to insert a little bit of humor there because, it just makes for a good show. We're going to talk about this because housing assistance and home ownership is like a joke anymore. Here in Denver, it's like really 1,000 square foot home, $250,000.
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk about that. How do you help with that? How do you even adjust for that?
So housing assistance is going to be huge. One, because we have an influx of people moving to Colorado, and then there's all these brand new construction, brand new apartment complexes that are priced really high. And so what we're trying to do currently is we are currently fundraising to raise money to help people with their first month's rent and their deposit fees. So that way, if they've gone through any of our programs or any of our services and they are able to find a house or a home that they're interested in, we can try to help take off that initial burden. That is our goal. That's something we're going to be working on for the next couple of years and just continue to give those services out as best we can. Another thing is just awareness. There are other options when it comes to getting into housing and things. Colorado is huge, but there are a lot of different housing options and opportunities. So part of it is just educating individuals on how they can become homeowners. I personally am a homeowner, and it is a lot of value in that. So I do encourage those outside of renting, instead of spending tons of money in rent, seeking actual home ownership, I feel is the better way to go. And we'll help with that.
And it's just like me, living in a cardboard box behind McDonald's, right? It's 3 stories, so it's a mess back there, but it looks good. So we've been enjoying sitting here with Levon here on KUHSdenver.com. It's an excellent show here with Lost and Found, one of our organizations, and the other one we're talking about right now is the Second Chance program, which is both programs are just off the chain good. And Levon has put together some really, really good help programs here. So if you know anything about anybody who is in these situations, contact her. And how do we get a hold of you again?
So the easiest way is my email. It's just my name. It's L as in love, A-V-O-N as in Nancy, Kemp, K as in kitten, E-M as in mom, and P as in potato @gmail.com. Or you can Facebook friend me. I am up on social media. So if you put in Levon Kemp on social media, I'm the girl holding up the Delta sign. And you can just friend request me and ask me anything you need, and I'll get you contacted with our services right away.
And what's interesting about what Levon said, she used the word love to describe the first letter in her name. Isn't that nice? And a lot of people need to utilize love a lot more because that's what's lacking in a lot of skill sets anymore. Just being, downtrodden. You tend to not ever use love. It's like you got to always be running around with love in your heart. So let's touch on the last one, therapeutic life skills for men, not for women, just for men?
For men, yes.
How come you didn't include the women?
Because I think that women, we have a lot of services already right now, but I don't see as many that serve just men. So I wanted to do my part in that area and have a life skills program that are catered just to the men.
When you say therapeutic, what does that mean? I mean, let's elaborate on this and kind of stretch this out a little bit because this means a lot for you men. There's a lot of men who just don't know how to act. We talked about this. And, I learned how to act because of the gun.
Right.
That's an inside joke, right?
Right. You have that. I understand. Okay.
So let's elaborate on this therapeutic life skills. This is critical to all you men. Just like you need a woman out there in your life because men are dumb, okay? And we need women to straighten you all out. And so that's why women are on this earth. They recreate, they procreate. Now think about this one just for a second. They can reduce you down to baby size. And then they make you shit your pants, okay? Then they change it. So just think about that a while. So women are here for a reason. touch on this therapeutic
Well, that
life
was a
skills.
great introduction to this program. Okay, so yes, our therapeutic. So this is something new that we want to roll out, and the reason why I have therapeutic in it is because we are hoping to actually do this program on a horse ranch that I've partnered with. I'm pretty familiar with this ranch. I've been volunteering there for 2 years, and they have the ability for people to come stay on this ranch. And so what we're hoping to do is to get men that are seeking a lifestyle change. So anything that they're going through, if they're having relationship struggles, money struggles, emotional issues, just feeling like they're not man or like they're not progressing in life, this is a program for them. They come, they stay on site for about 2 weeks. They get up in the morning and they do that man's work. They work the ranch. And that's really good because if you haven't worked with horses, you have to have a good attitude. You have to be careful. You have to be willing to work with these massive animals and not be fearful. So that's one way that we help men kind of gain that good feeling about themselves, right? And then in the evenings, we have speakers come out to talk to the men about everything from etiquette to how you treat women to, what it means to be a man and all of those different things. And these are coming from men who have gone through some situations,
Where they
right?
act like sissies.
Right, they've gone through some
Like
things.
they act
They've
like
come
girls.
out of it. Yeah, and we have women that come and that the men get to talk to and hear from a professional woman, what they're looking for in men. So it's just a really neat program. It's a neat way to revamp your lifestyle, kind of do a rewind and go
Realign
again.
you.
Yeah.
Men, really, listen to this. I mean,
Yeah.
this is critical for your life. If you think you're rolling around because you're a man, because you have the word man that you're addressed with, you're a man, does not mean you're really a man. It takes a man to take care of a woman to take care of a man, to live your life correctly with yourself and others, and know how to work it. Just like she says, you go on a dude ranch, a horse ranch, and try to work it like a real man.
That is exactly what it is. The whole idea is for men to feel good about themselves while they're doing this hard work. Two, for them to gain confidence again in themselves. And then when you're interacting with these beautiful ladies and they're telling you like, this is what we're looking for, this is what we want. And then at the end, we kind of put you out there at your graduation and we're like, yo, this is a great man.
I got this vision.
Right?
The guy standing behind the horse really checking out the chicks and the horse kicks.
Right. So you gotta
Don't do that, man.
Don't do that part.
Yeah. Boom.
But if you learn how to be gentle with the horse, you're gonna learn how to be gentle with a woman too.
Yes, see,
right?
That's right. Women are emotionally charged in this life. You got to know that you can't just be treating them like dirt. And some of these songs, I think this is the way they brainwash a lot of the men. That you call them bitches, hoes, and all this nasty shit. What happened to the love? Like you said, the word love, and all these other songs, they have the word love and caring and heart and all these nice words within the song, and it's a dance tune. That's what you got to have in life, like these words about a woman. It shouldn't be in there. I think they should outlaw that kind of music. Don't you think so?
I think so too. I think unfortunately society has turned the view of women into this objectified thing that men can just kind of claim and do what they want, and it's cool to have side chicks and all that stuff. And the bottom line is I have a lot of wonderful, beautiful professional women come up to me and they're like, we cannot find any men. And I'm like, there are men, we just may need to partner together so that we're all being good to each other.
Well, that's good. Okay, so we're going to continue on, and we're going to drop Facebook Live right now, and we're going to only go to the international one and the stream, okay? So for now, we're going to say goodbye to Facebook and call it a day on just Facebook. We're going to still be on the international camera, okay, Levon? So that way, don't forget that we're still on camera, okay?
Yep.
So we'll say goodbye for now for Facebook Live. Take care. But we're still on, so make sure to stay with us. So here we are with... here on the international audience, we're going to say hello again. We're talking to the Russian Federation in Moscow, Canada, Poland, Spain, Finland, Italy, Brazil, Romania, and a lot of in the United States. And we'd also like to say hello along the Front Range to Brighton, Broomfield, Commerce City, Boulder, Arvada, all the way to Centennial, up into the mountains, because we have a lot of people up in Winter Park, Keystone, Vail, Minturn, and all the local areas there. We know you're on. Thanks for joining us. This is a great show. We have Levon. What's your last name, Levon?
Levon Kemp.
Levon Kemp. So don't forget that. And how do we get a hold of you again?
So the easiest way, friend request me on Facebook. It's just Lavon. It's Avon with an L. That's the easiest way people remember. So Lavon Kemp, Kem as in mom, P as in potato, at gmail.com if you want to email me.
Tell us about yourself. Where did you go to school at?
So I actually went to a private school in Cleveland, Tennessee. It was called Lee University. And then from there, I went to University of Tennessee in Chattanooga. And then I just graduated with my second master's from University of Tennessee in Knoxville. But I'm originally from Tucson, Arizona.
Wow. So you've been around Tennessee. Do you like Tennessee or Arizona, or do you like Colorado the best?
I loved Tennessee. Being in the South is so much fun, and the food is incredible. But I have to say, Denver has been pretty interesting and unique experience because it's my first time in the city, and I loved it. It's really fun.
And you meet crazy men like me, and crazy men like Christopher, and all these crazy people.
Well, the opportunities
You
in
know
Denver
it's the
are
Mile
just
High that's
crazy.
doing this to you.
Right, it is. Mile High has something. It has something for everyone.
And you know what was interesting, like I was telling you about the real estate prices in New York City. What was interesting is they talked about the South. This house was, drawn up, and the plans were like the Southern homes,
Mm-hmm.
and they had it in the middle of the city, and it was part of that portfolio. And if you looked at the house, it was a Southern style home. But I couldn't believe this guy was, yeah, I'll take it, 14 million, yeah, no problem. I was like, Jesus, that's more than you and I and 10 other people put together can ever make, right? It's
Right.
like, who are these people, Good God Almighty, It's like, but it was interesting to see all this. Now, if you just barely patched in now, we're going to introduce Lavon again here on KUHSdenver.com. She's with Lost and Found and also a Second Chance program, two programs in one. And go over it again. We're going to just brief it in just a short review because we're going to be calling it a day here in a few minutes.
Great, thank you. So yes, I'm Lavon Kemp, CEO of Lost and Found Inc. And Lost and Found basically is a nonprofit here in Colorado. And we basically take people where they're at and we work with them and meeting their needs and helping them to get to a place of stability. That's Lost and Found in a nutshell. And last fall, we rolled out our first program through Lost and Found called a Second Chance program. That program is centered on working with individuals that have felonies. We basically work with them to help them expunge or seal their records so that we can continue to help them with employment and housing here in the Colorado area.
Wow. See, now that's articulation. Men, you want to understand about how to articulate. Take notes, okay?
Thank you.
I took notes. I recorded everything, so I'm going to go back and just, review all this so I can learn how to talk like Lavon here.
I think you talk well.
You talk really well yourself. It's like interesting. It's great to have somebody like her sitting right next to me. It's a pleasure for all these beautiful people who come into this station and talk to us. And we get a lot of stars in here. We get a lot of companies. We get a lot of individuals. And Lavon, you're top shelf.
Thank you so
I'm proud
much.
of having you in here, and it's really nice to have you showing, talking about Lost and Found, talking about a Second Chance program. So if anybody wants to know more about these programs or this program or one or the other, go over it one more time because sometimes they don't have time to get that paper out, the pen or whatever, and they're trying to write it down. Or if you're watching it live, sometimes you don't have time to get to it.
Okay, great. So the easiest way to contact me is through my email. It's L as in love, A, V as in Veronica, O, N as in Nancy. Then my last name is Kemp, so K as in kitten, E, M as in mother, and P as in potato at gmail.com. Or you can just go on Facebook and friend request me. It's Lavon Kemp, and I'm the girl holding up the Delta sign.
When you say you're the girl holding up the Delta sign, what is that?
So I'm a part of a sorority called Delta Sigma Theta.
Oh, okay, I get it. You're still part of that?
Yes.
Oh, how nice. And do you talk to a lot of your people still back there?
Oh, yeah, it's here in Denver. It's the Denver Alumni Chapter.
Oh, it is. Oh, how nice that is. And what about all the people that you went to school with? Do you still regularly stay in touch with them?
Yeah, we basically stay in touch over social media mostly.
Social media is really big right now. It's huge. And that's why with the way we do this here, we took our terrestrial feel and put it online, and then we incorporated it with all the social media. And that's what makes KUHS so strong and so big. Everybody's trying to wonder, wow, this place is just off the chain with technology. And we utilize the best technology to bring you all this great information of what Lavon brought in here. It's just so nice to have this here. And for in case anybody wants to have this, we'll probably put this back up on, one of our... It's encoded is what it is. It's encoded, and we'll put it up on Mixcloud, so you can hear it again if you want to, and that'll be up later on today, and listen to what we had to say today. It's been a pleasure having you on, Levon.
Thank you so much.
And
I've enjoyed my time here.
sorry I gave you such a bad time, but for now, this is KUHSdenver.com and a special show today. We have these from time to time, but this is a special show for Lost and Found and a Second Chance program. And Levon was here with us, having a great time, and we've enjoyed you, Levon. Come back again, okay?
Thank you.
So we'll see you all later, okay? Yes.